Today, I would like to show you how to fractal mine. Fractal mining, what we're attempting to do is find a similarity, a recursive similarity that appears time and time and time again on every market, on every time frame. The point here is we're trying to achieve a profit on a fractal setup. Now, on a long-term chart, i.e. Swing trading, the fractals rarely appear on a long-term chart. Okay, it's very difficult. All right, that's why day trading is less risky than the long-term trading. Now, a lot of people have been incorrect on long-term trading because the fractals rarely appear. You're better off on the day trading fractals where you accomplish a small profit on a daily basis. For example, $100, $200. Okay, you make $200 a day, that's $1,000 a week. Okay, that's all you're trying to do. All right, you're not trying to get a home run. Uh, I don't know the complete top to the market. Nobody does. So you go to fractal mining where you find a clearly defined fractal. And you can do that very quickly. All right. On any market, okay, here are some of my favorites. You can look at the futures. Okay, there's plenty there. All right. You can look at the FX, plenty there. But today we found a nice fractal on the Euro USD. All right, it's right here. Now we're looking at the 3-hour time frame, and we're going from last Monday to this Monday into the week. All right. Now this particular fractal here, again, appears quite frequently. All right. Now the advantage of day trading fractals is that once you define and locate a fractal, all right, it'll tell you and guide you and give you a safeguard on the direction of the market. Now this particular fractal here is a decaying fractal, meaning the top is here and the bottom is here. Now, what you need to do, again, every time I post a fractal, put it in your fractal journal, all right? Actually draw out the fractal on a piece of paper, and you can refer back to it anytime you wish. And this particular fractal, we have seen so many times on so many markets. And it gives you, again, the advantage of knowing the top or bottom. All right. Here we have a topping fractal. All right. Now it did break. Fractals do lag. You have to wait until it completes. Now there's no guarantee this will continue to go down because on another time frame, okay, another fractal may appear which will alter, for example, maybe the 20-minute fractal, you're scanning and going up the ladder here, and it will provide guidance on your trade, whether to go long or short. Here, I would go short, okay, and then you put a buy stop times 2, okay. You have one contract executed going down, and then you have another contract up here, okay, which is a stop, a hedge, in case the fractal breaks here. All right, it'll take you out of the trade going down, it'll close it, and then the long hedge will be executed, and then you're long. Again, the fractal should appear in straight lines. It has to be clear. As you can see here, you got the break, and then you do a trade going down. If you break the bottom here, you lower your stop. Again, we're making $100, $200 a day, maybe $300, $500, depending on your account size. Okay, so it's entirely up to you how many contracts you do. Now, many members do trade only one contract. Okay, let me repeat that. Many do trade only one or maybe two contracts. I trade one contract. If I feel very confident, all right, I'll raise the lot up to maybe 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. All right, all depending on what's occurring on these different time frames. So during the trade, if you execute one, you'll have to go through all these time frames to see if you're going to find another fractal which may intersect, okay, and alter course here. But trading the fractals will give you a safeguard on the direction of the market during the day. So if you're day trading, you should be looking at the market all day long, and you need to monitor it. Okay. Now you can put a stop here and go away and get dinner and then come back. Okay. If you have your hedge up here and you have a position down here, again, as you go down, you lower the stop. If you have a profit, depending how much you want to make, you exit trade. Okay. If you make $100, no, you can take it. You make $200, great. You make 500, great. I would exit like at 500 bucks. Again, this particular fractal is a decaying fractal. It appears all the time. Guaranteed. Let me repeat that. Guaranteed, you will see these fractals appearing all the time on any market. All right. We're on the 3-hour time frame. On the 2-hour time frame, that's going to change. Okay, now that's a little ragged there, so I wouldn't want to go with that. Now, if you go to the 1-hour time frame, that's even more chaotic. All right, I would avoid that. What you need to do is find a clear, defined fractal. Okay, and in the case here, it occurred on a 3-hour time frame. Okay, we're fractal mining. Again, we're fractal mining. They change all the time. There's no defined correction all during the day. Now, if you go to, say, another market, maybe you're looking at the NASDAQ here, and you're looking at the, let's find another better one here. Maybe you look at the micro. Okay, now that's pretty chaotic. You can't do anything there, all right? Because you have no boundary for an up or down safeguard as a stop. And what you need to do, you have to climb up the ladder here to find out what's going on. Now, obviously, we're going sideways here, all right? So it wouldn't be wise to do a trade here. Okay, this is all sloppy. And what you need to do, you want to find a clear fractal. Now, sometimes the 5-minute time frame is clear, all right? And you need to kind of scale the fractal to find a definite form here. And so look at the 3-hour fractal. Again, now we have a straight line here. That's not really going to help us. On a 3-hour time frame, here, what we need to do is go back in time here, maybe 180 days, and that might give us a clue to what happened before. Alright, so we don't have anything clear here. Number one, you have to find clear fractals, so you go down to the lower time frames. We have a straight line down here. You can't do anything. So you ignore it, move away from the micro, and go to another market. Maybe go to the 4-hour. We have a line down here. That's not really going to help us. Maybe the 7-hour fractal. That's kind of sloppy. Can't do too much there. So the key today, which I want to explain, we're looking for a fractal that has appeared before in the past. And you can, this one here, not too clear. But again, we have, we're going only back 5 days. You can change that to, see here. Okay, that's 5 days. You can go back probably 100 days is sufficient there. Okay, so we go back 7 hours. All right, now we have more of a chance of finding a fractal. All right, now we do have one here. Okay, Hank, how do you find a fractal? Well, there's a similarity that occurs all the time on a fractal, and we have one here that denotes the bottom. That's why the bottom, well, that's why the bottom held and rallied. Okay, so in this example here, we found a fractal setup, the bottom here. In case the market goes down, you short, but you would go long, and you're protected by the hedge going down here. Here's another typical fractal. You have a preceding 5 down, and then you have a leg. Now, within that leg, you have a slider at bottom. Okay, that's very positive, indicating that this particular fractal on the Dow, okay, says we're going up. And again, you have the top and you have the bottom. All right, you label the fractal here A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right, so you have a G here. You put your G here. And you're good to go. All right. So today we've found a fractal on the euro dollar. All right, going down, and then we found a fractal here on the Dow, going up. There it is there. And again, all you have to do, label the fractal. Again, you need, if I can get this, you need to label the fractal. You put that in your notebook. Okay, so when you see another fractal like this, you have a reference for any future fractals. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, I know my alphabet. Anytime you view the picture here, and if that picture appears on another market here, another market here, another market here, or another market here, guaranteed you're going to find this particular fractal on all these markets. Okay, guaranteed. And through fractal mining, you can find a setup literally in 3 minutes. I call it the 3-minute setup. Okay, it might take you a little time to kind of become familiar with all these different markets. OEX, I don't have to set up here. Maybe the Nasdaq, I don't have set up here. Well, we do have, okay, on a 7-hour time frame, what do we have here? Well, oh, guess what? Here we have a 7 up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the top. Okay. You have to kind of scale the fractals here. Okay, your fractal mining. You found a fractal. Right? You got the top here. You got the bottom here. Now, on the NDX here, the market did top out. You wait for a break. Okay, it broke. So you could enter the market here, and then it declined. Okay, and probably on another time frame, the market could be indicating a turn up. All right, so if you went short here, and that's the bottom, well, rather, if you went long here, okay, you put a sell stop below the bottom. That will take you out of the long and put you into a trade going down. All right. So right now, this particular fractal is indicating decay, meaning it's going to decline. However, if we break the top of a fractal, which is your road sign that it's going to reverse. Now, a fractal is going to either continue to go up or you'll have a reversal. So when you're trading fractals, you have to accept the fact that you're going to have a loss in order to get out the trade. About the fractal will give you a small return at times, and at times this particular decaying fractal could continue to go down, but you're going to have to give it time, and you're going to have to watch it as it appears here. Now, we have a possible slider here, but again, that straight line, you want a little slide there. All right, so I would kind of ignore that and keep the premise that you have a decaying fractal here for the Nasdaq. So, in summary, we're fractal mining and we're looking for these particular pictures, okay? And you put the pictures in your notebook and you flip through the notebook, and when you find a match on your notebook versus the chart, okay, you have a pretty confident setup where you know the bottom here, and you know the top here. Okay, then you continue with the trade. Again, you can find these fractals on all these markets here. Here are some of my favorites, And even though you have a trade on one particular market, you have to look at the other markets too, because another market might disrupt the entire process here. So if you're looking short on the NASDAQ, then if you find a fractal on a Dow indicating move up, okay, and if it breaks out, that will void and invalidate this fractal. Hence, that's where a loss will occur, but it doesn't matter because you have a hedge here. All right. So on a, maybe you look at another fractal here. Okay, we don't have anything particularly here. Oh, all right. Now, I pointed out that fractal, which you're going to see right here. Okay, that's a decaying fractal, right? You got the top here, you got the bottom here. So if you did a trade going down here, okay, well, the fractal reversed, and now it's going up. So you're out of the trade. Even though the fractal is almost ideal, it broke the top here, so it's going to go up. So if you shorted here, and that's why you take a small profit, all right? It'll give you the turn. The fractals give you a turn. The degree of the turn going down or going up is unknown because on another time frame, it's going to disrupt your original fractal. So right now we're going up. Hence, you have to look at all the markets. All right. Now this one looks bullish here. I like to use the word growth. Okay. Declining fractal is a decaying fractal. So all during the day, the market is growing, decaying, growing, decaying every minute, every 10 minutes, every hour, every 3 hours. All right. But what we're trying to do again, we're day trading. We're attempting to make a modest profit. You can't get greedy. All right. So if you have a couple bucks in your pocket, you keep it. You take the profit, and then you begin to look at other markets and other time frames. Hopefully this will help you as a beginning exercise. We'll do more on fractal mining, and they indicate the turns. Okay, the depth of the term is unknown. Okay, if it reverses, okay, that reversal is unknown also. And the way to compensate that is to look at the other time frames and see if other fractals are appearing. So again, fractal mining is, in my opinion, a very efficient and a safe way of trading, because you'll know when you're going to be right and you're going to know when you're going to be wrong, and then you can get out of the trade. If you're right, you can even add on to the trade. But again, we're day trading. All right, we're trying to make a modest profit. Again, if you make 200 bucks a day, okay, times 5 days, that's $1,000 a week. Okay, if you make $100 a day times 5, that's $500. Okay, at times the fractal might give you $100, might give you 200, 300. It's entirely up to you on how much you want to put back into the bank. All right, so again, I think we saw this fractal before today, and although it only gave you a small profit, okay, bingo, and it breaks here, you exit because the market now decided to go up. All right, so today's lesson, simply look at the fractal formation. It's got to be clear, and you need straight lines. Okay, we had a little slant there, but that's not too bad. Okay, It takes time to become familiar with the fractals during the day. And again, if you look at the fractals as they appear, okay, now we're on the 7-hour time frame. Now, if you look on the another time frame, uh, everything's going to look differently. All right. Here we don't have too much clarity. That's why we went to the other time frame, and not too much there. Um, you want to back off a little, go back to a lower time frame, and we really don't have too much there. So again, we're day trading. We're only trying to make a few dollars, and don't go for the swing trading. That rarely works. But with the fractals here, you're going to have a larger success. That's the gold. Gold is completely chaotic. Okay, the trend is obviously up. Okay, so can't do too much there. Now, if you go, for example, to the daily time frame, it's kind of bizarre. You can't find anything here. Okay, uh, maybe. Well, you had one here. Um, okay, that's very common. It appears all the time. That's the bottom. Okay. So again, the bottom here, the top here, it exceeded the top. The zoom went right back up again. It will continue to go up until another fractal appears here, which will um, accelerate the decline, or it'll fail. But here, it's pretty strong, pretty strong. All right, so hopefully today I'll put the post on Telegram, and you can practice and practice and practice. Okay, you're not going to learn this overnight. It doesn't work that way. The more you detect and mine the fractals, you find your discoveries. Now, fractals are similar, or they're semi-quasi-similar. That's a whole different subject. Now, this one here is a semi-fractal top. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's called the triple crown. So you would sort here, you put your hedge here in case the market decides to go up, and you have the bottom here. Okay, so again, you have the top here, your fractal mining. You found a fractal, and you're going to take advantage of it. So if you're looking at this particular market, right, and we break the top here, that is called a market reversal, meaning the market's going to not decline, but it will rise. And if you have a hedge here going short, it'll put you into the long and take you out of the short. Hence, you're going to lose a few bucks, okay? But that is a requirement. You need to accept the fact that you're going to have losses, okay? It's not a bad word. It's a good word, okay? Because you limited the risk by getting out of the trade, and you save in your account, and you're not going to blow it up, all right? So again, every time I post a fractal, or if Neil posts a fractal on his channel, all right, you can do a trade, but number one, you have to identify the fractal. You have to put your boundaries here. They're called the fractal bands. And if the fractal goes beyond the band, it's going up. If the fractal goes beyond the band, it goes down. All right, so you find a fractal in order to determine the trend in the direction of the market. This is the safe area here. as long as you remain here, okay, your trend will continue to go up. Once you break the band, okay, another fractal is going to appear up here. So today, I've given you some excellent examples of fractals, how to trade them. Again, remember, we're day trading, okay? We're trying to make a modest profit, okay? We're not going to be greedy and hoping for that big one. It's not going to happen, all right? So think small, and you want to be defensive, and you want to limit your risk, and trading 1 or 2 contracts to begin with would be the way to go. Hank Wernicke from ElliottFractals.com. We'll see you tonight. Have a great day.